Hi there, it's Mrs. Nelson. This is the last day of notes for the circulatory system. Today's notes are going to be on cardiovascular diseases. So cardiovascular disease is very common in Western countries. So there are several different types, but we're going to focus on 3 of them. So atherosclerosis, this is characterized by the accumulation of soft masses of fatty material, so things like cholesterol in the arteries. These deposits are called plaque, and the plaque builds up and interferes with the flow of blood. This can be a genetic condition passed through a family. So if you have atherosclerosis, doctors would recommend a diet low in cholesterol and saturated fats and lots of fruit and vegetables. And a symptom of this, as the arteries, if I draw a little circle here, as the arteries get clogged and built up with fat and plaque on the side, they become kind of smaller and constricted. So if it's supposed to be kind of all open, the plaque starts to build up on the side, and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And that can create high blood pressure or hypertension as well. Angioplasty is, if this is happening to you, doctors can go in and they can insert a plastic tube into a major artery in an arm or a leg, and then guide that towards the heart. When it arrives at the site of the plaque buildup, a balloon at the end of the tube is inflated, forcing the artery open. Another cardiovascular disease is a stroke, and it's a result of a small cranial arteriole either bursting or being blocked by a clot, and the clot is called an embolus. This causes a lack of oxygen to certain parts of the brain and can lead to paralysis or death if not treated as soon as possible. Some of the early warning signs are slurred speech, trouble talking, blurred vision in one eye, one side of the face drooping, numbness in one side of the body. It's important to seek medical attention as soon as possible if there are warning signs of a stroke. So the Heart and Stroke Foundation of Canada has lots of information on this, and our Brandon Regional Hospital actually is one of the hospitals in the province that has this clot busting kind of serum that if we can get a stroke victim to the hospital in time, it can basically reverse the damage of most strokes by kind of busting that clot open and getting blood back to that area of the brain. The Heart and Stroke Foundation often talks about FACE. I think, FAST. FAST, I think, is their acronym. FAST, sorry, not FACE. So, face kind of drooping. Arms, if you ask them to put kind of both arms up at the same time, one will lag behind. Slurred speech, and I can't remember, trouble talking. I think talking is the last one for the T. So dissolving those blood clots, these are the drugs I was just mentioning, are available that dissolve these clots, which are one cause of the stroke. It converts to a molecule found in the blood, into an enzyme that dissolves the clots. Aspirin also reduces the stickiness of platelets and lowers the probability of a clot occurring. Aspirin can be prescribed to people having signs of angina or strokes. One thing to note is that we no longer give aspirin to children. It can cause a syndrome called Ray's syndrome. Okay. Heart attack is another cardiovascular disease. A heart attack occurs when a piece of the heart muscle dies due to lack of oxygen. So there are different types of heart attacks. We talked a little bit in class about a SCAD heart attack, but it's characterized, typically these characteristics are typically what males get, characterized by pain in the left chest, arm, neck, jaw, denial, shortness of breath, sweaty, clammy skin. Nitroglycerin and other related drugs like baby aspirin or low-dose aspirin, it's called now, can dilate the blood vessels and help relieve the pain. Coronary bypass can be done if you have a heart attack. This is an operation where a surgeon takes a segment of a blood vessel from an area of the body like your leg and stitches one end to the aorta and another end to the coronary artery past the point of obstruction. So basically they're bypassing where that blockage is in the artery that's supplying blood to your heart. If they do that once, it's a bypass. If they do, a double bypass, that's 2 grafts or 2 pieces of blood vessel. Triple bypass would be 3 of those grafts. So lifestyles do's and don'ts to keep your cardiovascular system healthy. Healthy diet's a must. Balanced diets are recommended. So see Canada's Food Guide, which we talked about at the end of nutrition. Water's your friend. Exercise regularly. Find what's right for you. And be aware of your family medical history if possible. So if you know that you're prone to high blood pressure, things like that, you want to make sure that you limit your salt intake and drink lots of water and eat healthy and exercise regularly. Lifestyle, don't smoking. So cigarettes contain nicotine, which causes arterioles to constrict. That makes them smaller, and that'll make your blood pressure even higher. Drug abuse can cause irregular heartbeats and can lead to heart attacks at any age. Binge drinking, too much alcohol damages all the organs in your body, even your heart. So binge drinking is the consumption of large amounts of alcohol in a short period of time. Your body can metabolize about 1 standard drink every hour. Okay. Um, Cardiovascular system, or your circulatory system, does make contributions to homeostasis because it transports nutrients, oxygen, carbon dioxide, waste, and hormones in and out of the tissues as needed. It helps to maintain your fluid balance, regulates your body temperature. We talked about that in the very first unit on homeostasis. We talked about your blood vessels dilating, so opening up or constricting to keep blood either at your core or out to your extremities. And it also assists in the defense of the body's mechanism against foreign invaders. So that would be our white blood cells that do that. Anyway, I hope that's helpful. Have a great day. Thanks very much.